This podcast episode is also available on Patreon. And check it out, why not? Because it's fun. Welcome to the Biscuits and Blurays podcast, where we watch Blu-rays and take the biscuit. I'm your host James, I'm joined by co-host Jade. Say hello.
Hi.
Hey!
Oh no.
Yeah. We have been delayed a little bit with our Hercules episode.
We have indeed.
So, what we've done is we put it to you guys, and you asked for bad movies, or a podcast episode about a bad movie.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, here's the thing. I completely forgot that this was in my collection, and you picked this one out. And then, we picked it out with like loads of different bad movies.
Yeah, so we picked out 10 movies in total, and then we decided to rank whichever one was critically the worst.
Yes, and this by far was
the worst.
Was the winner. Howard the Duck.
Howard the bloody dog.
1986's Howard the Duck.
This is an absolute abomination.
Okay. We're going to get into it, obviously, because that's what
that's what we do.
That's
what we
do. We take the biscuit and watch Blu-rays. But this was made in 1986. Why has this been made at all?
It shouldn't have been made at all. I couldn't tell you, but it just seemed like a mix and a merge of quite a few other movies around at the time, if you know what I mean.
This reminded me of like a mix between Ghostbusters.
I was going to say Ghostbusters.
And Back to the Future.
I can see why you got Back to the Future.
I think that was because Lee Thompson's in this, and she is in Back to the Future.
She is.
Well, basically, the thing about this film, Howard the Duck, is not without talent.
No, there is some talented people in that cast.
Now, okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to address an elephant in the room and say, "Get out of here, you bloody elephant!"
Get out.
But no, there's a more serious one.
There is.
One of the actors is obviously, and I won't name names, but
he's a delinquent.
He's a naughty, naughty man.
He's done very bad things.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be condoning anything he's done.
So I feel like anything we say that's positive about him in this isn't going to overshadow the fact that that's what he's doing in his real life.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Elephant addressed. It's a pretty decent cast.
It is a pretty decent cast.
For 1986, it's a decent cast. Lee Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's been about.
Yeah, she has.
Tim Robbins is in this.
He should not be in this.
Tim Robbins is wasted in this.
He's wasted in this. He could have been utilised somewhere else so much better.
This is produced by George Lucas.
George!
I mean, honestly, this feels like a tax write-off. It
You
does.
think?
I really do. I really do. But he might have liked it. He might be a fan of the comic books.
Who knows? There must be someone who's a fan of this. I mean, I think it's become a cult classic now.
It has, yeah.
For how bad it is. I mean, the fact that it's even been it's been featured in Marvel films since.
Have you read it? You've not read any of the
I have not read none of this, no.
Yeah. My first introduction was to Howard the Duck would be Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's in the little tank. And I'm like, hey, that's a duck. Oh, that's Howard the Duck.
So how did you know about Howard the Duck then?
And I think there's always been a list of films that are like really, really bad.
And this has always been one of them.
I've always been aware of the list. Like this and Showgirls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's no point in me venturing out to go get them.
Except for you did go out and get this.
I didn't go out and get this. I was out and this happened to be something I fancied buying and picking up and maybe watching and talking about one day.
Why?
And here we are. And honestly, I'm as mad as you that we've got here quicker than we have.
Oh, I know. Oh.
He's a ducky boy.
He's a very ducky boy. Do you know what? For a film that is this a child's film? Like, is this marketed as such?
I don't think this is. Okay. Let me...
What's the rating on this?
The rating on it is 12, believe it or not.
I still think that's quite
I feel like
quite out there for a 12.
Duck boobs.
Literally within the first 5 minutes of this, we get duck boobs.
I wouldn't say first 5 minutes, I'd say maybe first 15 seconds.
Oh. And we also get play duck as well.
Play duck?
We see a calendar with all naked boobies in that as well.
I don't think we need to really go into detail about the duck boobs and all this stuff. I just want you to read your list of notes we made, because we did make a few notes, but I'm looking at the list now, and they're not making any sense. Out of context, for anyone who hasn't seen the film, I just want them to, like, listen to our notes, and then see if they can see what sort of film this would be.
I kind of stopped halfway through the chase scene.
This is what happens with us. We make notes and then we get invested.
Yeah, so, okay, I'll read out the list.
Please.
Okay. 2 moons. Smooth landing. Howard stolen by Lost Boys. Condom. Tim, really? Fourth wall break. Cora Lee. Sex club. That's a duck man. Space rabies. No guards. Someone else. Not Jennings. Dark overlord of the universe. Random sexual harassment. Locked police doors. Random aeroplane in parking lot. Went on way too long.
And we stopped making notes.
That was it.
Okay. I feel like if you had to like mix...
Oh, and duck sex.
Oh, duck sex.
Duck
the
sex.
name of the list is duck sex. There's no duck sex in this.
It's very heavily implied.
Well, of course it is. Have you seen him? He's a dish for a duck.
He's not sexy.
Okay, shag, marry, kill.
Oh no, don't. I am not.
Shag, marry, kill. Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Howard Duck.
Oh no, I'm not doing this.
You've got to. I've done it now.
Oh, you've got to marry Donald, haven't you?
Yeah. So you're having sex with Daffy.
Oh, Daffy's no. Oh no. I think Howard would know what he's doing.
Oh,
It's
no.
really horrible. Oh no, this is one of the worst. No, what would you do?
Well, I would marry all three.
Marry all 3 of them.
Yeah. I'd Mormon those ducks.
Oh my god.
The Duck of Mormon.
The Duck of Mormon.
Thank you very much. So it's kind of. Is it a multiverse movie? This?
A little bit.
I would call it a space oddity.
Yeah, I mean we've got a bit of an element of it, but it's not. It's more Ghostbusters than it is multiversey. Do you know what I mean?
I think it takes similar beats from Ghostbusters for sure.
Yeah, that's what it felt more like to me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is annoying because like this is between Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So like, someone's got ripped off.
Yeah. You saw the Zool kind of business.
You see the
going,
Zool stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the monster at the end? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. But this starts with Howard on his little duck world. Ducking about.
Everybody on the world is a duck.
Everyone's a duck. There's no other, like, animals, though. Is everything a duck?
Everything just looks to be ducks. And they just do what normal people do.
Ducking about.
Ducking about. And it's the fact that when this beam comes, that it starts to pull Howard from his apartment.
Yeah, Howard gets on a chair.
There are 2 ducks having sex in an elevator.
I didn't see that.
There is.
I didn't see that.
And it was like, what the actual hell?
Really?
Yeah.
What, the duck?
Yeah, there's a duck in the bath, and we get the zoom in on the boobs.
You don't get zoom in on the boobs.
We get zoom in on boobs. Yes, we do.
He gets pulled. He sits on the chair, and his chair starts like whoa. And
Whoa.
Yeah, thank you. And he gets pulled into our world, and then there's this big like voiceover going, "Oh, in the end of the universe, there is only Howard the duck."
They weren't though.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, doesn't make any sense.
Makes 0 sense.
But he lands on a. I'd say it's a little bit Terminator-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of like he's plonked in the middle of. What town is this?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah.
we broke down smooth landing. Say that he's just been pulled all the way through space. He lands very smoothly.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Does he land on a like something soft?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Does he bounce off something and land on a chair?
Yeah, he lands on a very similar chair that he got pulled out of, and it's like, really? Really, Howard?
But he lands around this nightclub and he's like, ooh, where am I? And
The Lost Boys show up.
the Lost Boys show up and they basically kidnap him.
Yeah, the Lost Boys, we don't mean the Peter Pan ones, we mean the...
We mean the vampire one,
yeah,
right?
we mean Keith Sunderland just turns up.
Yeah. Honestly, if you'd have shown me a clip from this and I couldn't see the duck, I would think this was the Lost Boys.
Yeah, it is very Lost Boys-esque with
Yeah,
what they're wearing.
yeah.
It's very 80s.
Oh, it's so 80s, but so shit also. So he meets Lee Thompson, who is like a She's in a band?
Yeah, she's in a band and she's being randomly harassed as she's going home.
Yeah. And Howard's there to save her because he knows Quack Fu?
Quack Fu.
Is that a thing?
No.
They become best friends.
Straight away she's inviting him to her house.
But he's got this sort of animal magnetism. Do you know what I mean?
He's actually quite rude. I wouldn't have invited him anywhere.
He's very fucking rude.
He is
Sorry,
rude.
ducking rude. Anytime you want to swear, just...
We got to say ducking.
Yeah,
it's not going to get annoying quick.
It's not, but you know what? It's going to entertain me and me alone.
Okay.
She invites him to his house. To her house, sorry, and gives him a place to stay, makes friends and stuff.
Yeah, he falls asleep straight away. He's very comfortable.
Yeah, and she's like, "Ooh, what are we gonna do with you, Howard?"
And she starts looking through all his stuff, and she opens up his wallet and sees a used condom.
Yeah,
or an unwrapped condom just chilling in his wallet, and she's like, "Ha, so funny."
Oh, Howard.
Oh my god, I would be horrified.
Howard-fied.
Absolutely. To be honest, I'm horrified anyway, the fact that exists.
Well, I'm more horrified at the fact that we had to Google something because the question came up.
Straight afterwards,
I'm pretty sure... Well, I heard through the grapevine...
Oh, yeah.
That ducks, yeah? You know ducks, male ducks. Their penis...
They're what? Say that louder for the people at the back.
Their penis is shaped like a corkscrew.
So... If anyone Google or the
don't need to.
No, or anybody who's monitoring my what I'm searching on Google will find a list of really random shit, and then they'll say duck penis.
Duck penis.
Because that's what I googled to see if it was true.
Someone's got a new desktop wallpaper.
Oh no, I really don't.
So, but how would that condom work then?
I don't know, because how would you get that on?
I imagine you get it on like a slip and slide.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That is an image I did not want to have in my mind, but here we go.
So Lee Thompson, who is, by the way, is playing this like a kid's film.
She's playing it like a cartoon character.
Is she good in this? I can't decide.
I can't help but really like her. It's poorly acted, to be fair, but I think that's what she's been given to do.
I don't think all the film is badly acted.
The sound's off, isn't it, quite a bit?
Well, a lot of the time, people are moving and running around. It's chaos.
Yeah.
And the ADR is just like, whoa, watch out for this. Mm-hmm. And no one's talking. No one's talking. There's a bit where Tim Robbins walks out, follows them out of the museum.
Which is the next bit.
Which is the next scene. And he's not saying anything.
Yeah.
But he's delivering basically a monologue.
And he does it a few times.
Yeah, it does. It really bugged me. And this is... produced by George Lucas.
George Lucas put his name to this shit.
Yeah. I feel like he's put his name to worse. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
This is poor.
He put his name to that Jar Jar lollipop thing.
Oh, but we both had one of them.
We don't have, we had.
We don't own them anymore.
Let the record show we don't have one of those Jar Jar lollies.
But you wish you did.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Lee Thompson takes Howard to Tim Robbins because she thinks he's a scientist.
Yeah, I think he's dating a girl in her band. So that's how she knows him, because it's not you don't find that out until later.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, who's she turning up?
Because Tim Robbins just rocks up at them.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not a scientist. He's basically a glorified janitor.
He's a lab assistant, isn't he?
He's a lab assistant. Yeah. Tim Robbins is quite good in this.
He really is. He steals every scene he's in.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No.
He really does. What the fuck were you watching?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I was watching.
You was looking at duck penis online.
Absolutely I was. And you know what? I was invested.
You was invested. New wallpaper.
Whoa, it's all bendy.
Slip and slide.
It's like a helter-skelter.
Oh my god.
A helter-skelter is a slide that goes round.
Yeah, it is. Well done.
I don't know if there are people out there that don't know what a helter-skelter is.
Google it then, people.
It's a Beatles song. It's actually about a duck penis.
It wasn't an album, Helter Skelter.
Probably.
Here we go. We've ended up somewhere completely different.
Anyway,
Maybe the Beatles had something to do with this.
Jeffrey Jones is in this.
Mm-hmm.
We've said what we've had to say about him. Okay, Jeffrey Jones, for people who don't know, he is the guy from Beetlejuice.
He's the dad.
He's also in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's the principal. He's in Sleepy Hollow as well.
He is in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. So a very product of the 80s. Obviously not working much these days.
As it should be.
Correct. But he's good here.
His acting's pretty. He's committing to this.
He's giving it his all. He's basically the scientist, the big scientist who's actually invested in how it is and how he got here in the first place. Mm-hmm. So, how did he get here in the first place?
Well, he turned up on some laser that they shot out into space.
They're basically trying to pull stuff from other.
Is that what they were doing? I ain't got a clue.
I'm clutching at straws, but they're trying to reach the multiverses and stuff, and they managed to pull Howard out, but he landed somewhere else and he got a feather. So they pulled Howard from his thing. They can send him back, but obviously, yeah.
So could you please describe the scene for us, James, in which we first are introduced to the character of Jennings? What's happening before it happens?
Oh yeah, of course. So they've had this discussion with the band and stuff, and Lee Thompson takes Howard home, and what she does is she is wearing next to nothing. Yeah. By the way, and she's like, "Oh, get in bed with me, woo 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 woo," and then he's like, "Hey, what if we have?" What if we do stuff right now? And then she's like, "Oh yeah, that would be really funny." Ha 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 ha. But then he's like, "Oh, actually, okay, really?
Really? I don't want to do stuff now." And she's like, "Oh yeah, but I do."
Yeah. And then it's insinuated that they love each other.
That there's something there, yeah.
There's something. I feel like there's something there, but I don't think the film ever really commits to that. And I always thought it did. I thought she fucks the duck.
Fuck a duck.
Fuck a duck. That's what I thought would happen.
It was disgraceful.
I mean, it wasn't terrible.
It's horrible.
It's not great.
It's awful.
It's not. Yeah, okay, fine. But it's done in shadow where she's kissing him, and then Tim Robbins and Jeffrey Jones
just turn up in her apartment.
Yeah, and they're watching this and they're like, question, eyebrows are raised. That's weird, isn't it?
So strange.
There's a scene where Lee Thompson and Howard the Duck have an argument, and then he goes off and finds a job in a brothel?
Yeah, so he goes to an employment place, and Cora Lee, the actress playing...
Oh, did you Google it? Oh, well done.
No, that's the name of the character. Uh-huh. She gets him a job, and oh my god, that scene was great.
She's good in this.
She's really good.
Whoever that lady is.
And they get him a job in what looks to be some sort of weird sex club.
Yeah, it's a brothel.
I don't think it is a brothel.
I think it's a brothel.
I think it's like a swingers thing from the looks of it. They look like actual couples.
There's a sauna. Everywhere's steamy. There is a hot tub and people are doing it, and then Howard the Duck gets thrown into the hot tub, but these people are still going about their business.
Getting at it in this hot tub with the duck just chilling in there. This is such a strange film. There is such a massive undercurrent of sex in this film.
For 12 as well. Mm. It's dirty is what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of very insinuated booby business going on as well. It's very...
Well, I want to point something out that really bugged me about this film, and it's Howard's dialogue. Mm-hmm. So anytime something would happen, he'd say something like, talk about no respect. It's like, who's talking about no respect? He'd do that every 5 minutes. There's a bit where they go to a diner, and he's like, and then something's happening or kicking off, and then he goes, talk about bad service. But all the time, he does this.
Yeah.
That's boring.
It's annoying. Is
he likeable, Howard?
No, he's not. I like Tim. Tim's character. I forget.
The human characters.
I like the human characters. Howard couldn't. If he wasn't in this, I wouldn't have missed him.
I don't know. Okay, obviously Howard the Duck is a suit that someone is in. He's small. Mm-hmm. He varies in size.
He is small unless he when he gets out from underneath that dustbin and all of a sudden he's pretty tall.
He's pretty massive for a duck, but for a duck, as ducks go, he's pretty big. Mm-hmm. But in terms of his height varies depending on what the scene needs.
Yeah.
But it's obvious some of it seems animatronic, and we figured it out. We think the beak is CGI. Because it looks smooth.
Yeah, that to be fair, that's actually really well done.
I liked all the effects on Howard. Straight up. From the eyebrow acting to his eyes and stuff.
I'm glad you did. There has to be someone out there to like a film like this.
But it did feel like there was only one animatronic head.
Yeah, that was all.
Because it didn't get very dirty. So it's like, oh, don't get it dirty, we've only got one! That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And that was bad.
It was very bad.
It was very bad, but I enjoyed watching any time his eyebrows moved. Because I know for a fact that it just, on set, it would have sounded like, you know?
Yeah, and to be the human actors having to act alongside that.
Must be tough.
They're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Because that can't be easy.
Anyway, they have to go to, oh my god, what's his name? Jennings, who is the Jeffrey Jones character, who says, oh, we can send you back, Howard, with this.
We can reverse this.
We can reverse
from where you came.
Yeah, exactly. So they go to the lab, but meanwhile, off screen, there's been a massive explosion in this lab. Jennings has took the brunt of it, so he's going through something.
He's going through a really hard time, and when they get to this lab, it's amazing the fact that there are no guards on the gate. We get some random scenes where it's kind of like, why is this scene just continuing? Oh, there's no guards.
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt like it was being filmed during COVID or something.
It was really weird. And then when they actually got into the lab, and the very cardboard-looking
yeah.
sides, like, oh, how are we going to get round this with security? Mate, go under it.
Go on.
It's
Howard
clearly
walks
made
like,
out of fucking cardboard.
You can jump it. Come on, guys.
Oh. Then that man just behind it going, oh my god.
Oh,
It's
there's
been an
explosion.
But no one else is that burnt.
Yeah, they go in.
Including the guy that's actually been hit by the laser.
Yeah.
He don't even look like that, so I don't know.
Jennings is then like, oh, I'm really messed up. I'm in pain. I've got a headache and I'm in pain.
He looks very Chernobyl.
Yeah, but yeah, but they have to get. Well, they go somewhere else. They go to a diner to escape this explosion and stuff.
Yeah, because like the police turn up, don't they?
Yeah, but
and they start like messing with Howard for some reason, and like they take all his clothes off.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because that's why they escape to the diner, because they're trying to get out of the way of the police that are investigating the lab.
But they get Jennings to drive.
Who is clearly all the way during this drive scene going through something, and he looks a fucking mess as well.
He's changing. He's like, oh, my insides, they're changing and transforming, and I'm not. And something's inside of me that's really like going to take me over, and everyone's just like, no one believes him.
They just
This
completely
poor
ignore
guy.
him.
And he's still driving the car, and he's like, oh, I'm going to pass out. And then they're like, whoa, this guy. And talk about bad drivers. It's like, ah!
And then when they land, I think when they
Land?
when they park up, and it's like, oh, cheers for that, Jennings, and it's like, it's not Jennings, this is something else. That reminded me of
There is no Dana, only Zool.
Only Zool. Yeah, but it's the fact that they just did not seem to register that. They were like, all right, he's gone fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Let's take him.
Talk
into the
about
diner.
going crazy. Whoa.
Even though his voice has changed, his face has changed.
Yeah.
Everything about him is completely different.
He's starting to blow up the product placement in the movie.
That's when we get into the diner, so we get all the diners.
So in the diner.
This diner's really weird. It's a Cajun
sushi
place.
It's fun, isn't it? It's a fun little joke.
As you do, yeah.
That's a joke for the chefs in the audience.
Possibly.
Maybe, yeah. Howard orders a breakfast, doesn't realise that eggs are on there, and he's like, whoa!
Whoa, no!
Don't give me eggs! It reminds me of home! I think that's his line.
Yeah, I'm not a cannibal.
Just eat the eggs, mate.
Eat the fucking eggs.
Anyway, everyone's... I don't know what happened, because I think I blacked out. But
Well, I think Jennings has got this weird key thing. He says, basically, he said, what does he say he is? He's the Dark Overlord of the universe.
Yeah.
And that he's going to use this key that he's got with him to bring down more Dark Lords.
Yeah.
Sith Lords, we believe
No,
they actually be. They are their Sith Lords.
Okay, fine.
Bring down some more Sith Lords, and then they're all going to destroy the world. And
Yeah,
Howard and Beverly do not believe him.
This guy, like, Jennings is like, I'm going to destroy the universe and everyone's going to perish. And they're like, don't give me eggs! It's like, I've got bigger problems than this.
They're like, this guy. Not even the waitress cares. She's like, oh, I'm very sorry for your guy.
Yeah, that's what she says. The waitress goes like, oh, he must be in his own zone. Would he like to see the specials?
Oh, it's clearly something wrong. It's not until he starts blowing up the ketchup
He blows up the ketchup with his eyes.
He starts blowing up the product placement. They start to believe him. And then for some reason, that seems to attract the local riffraff.
Yeah.
And they start giving Howard shit and it's still the key.
Why did they give Howard shit? He didn't do anything.
I don't know.
Does everyone hate ducks in this
No,
universe?
I think, again, they start just randomly giving Beverly some sexual harassment for zero reason. It's the second time that's happened to her in this.
Well, I think problem. But also, I think they established quite early on that it's duck hunting season. Which in America might be a thing. Here, not so much.
I think hunting season is a thing, I think, in certain states.
Yeah. It's very Bugs Bunny-esque.
Yeah.
But, obviously he's a duck. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
So maybe that's why everyone's out to get him. Maybe that's why everyone's trying to shoot him or kill him or harm him.
I don't know. I didn't think of that, but that's very good.
Is that very good? I just made that up. That might not be the case.
We get a lot of duck imagery, don't we, on that, the TV and stuff, don't we?
Well, we get Daffy Duck, who
We do.
you said you would have sex with.
You're marrying him, so shut up.
I marry them all. You give me all three. Three.
Yeah, but if you're marrying them, you're going to be having sex with them at some point.
Not necessarily. I might not like them. Some people do that. End up in marriages they don't like.
Oh my god.
That how it be. That how it be.
Do you know what? When I woke up this morning, number one, I didn't expect to be watching this shit of a film, but I did not expect to be having this conversation about which duck I'd prefer to have sex with.
It's a real roller coaster.
It's a real roller coaster of emotions I'm going through right now.
As Ronan Keating would say, life is a roller coaster.
Oh, fuck you.
You just gotta ride it.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Howard's being attacked by all these diner patrons, right?
Yeah.
So and Jennings is like, oh, wait, that's it. The waitress goes up to him and is like, what's up with them? And then the Jennings, who's being like possessed by this demon overlord, what was his name?
The Dark Overlord of the Universe.
Dark Overlord of the Universe. He says, like, why is everyone mad? And then he goes, they took my eggs. That made me laugh for about a tenth of a second.
But you were grinning quite a lot through this.
That was a good joke. There were some good jokes in there.
Some of the jokes you enjoyed.
Because intentional or not, I think some of the jokes did land. Because I thought, man, that's a really shit joke. And I laughed.
Yeah, there was another one here that I wrote down. That's a dog man. You laughed at that. Randomly. Oh, an extra said it.
Oh, yeah. He leaned out the window. He leaned out the car window.
Oh, yeah, that man just leaned out the window and went, that's a dog man.
This film's bonkers, man.
It's so weird.
Anyway.
The police then turn up at the diner because obviously it all kicks off. Jennings' character just blows shit up, steals the key.
He can sort of do like what Electro does. Right? So he's like powerful. He's learning to use his powers. He can blow up ketchup, but then he can control the lights.
One could say that he can do all the things that Palpatine can do.
One could say that. One would not be right.
It is correct, though.
Agree to disagree.
I agree to disagree. They have the same powers.
They don't, because...
They do.
Well, ish. I don't like it.
They're both Sith Lords of the universe.
It's produced by George Lucas. What do you expect? They've got to steal something. I don't know if this is true to any of the comics, though. This is the problem.
I don't either. This is one I don't know as much about. And I'm not upset about that.
Do you think this film will make you read any of
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Well, plot twist, because actually under the desk I've got, what's this? Hey! A comic!
No.
Quack, quack!
If you did, I would hate you even more than I do right now.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry I put you through this. This is your fault, though.
It's not my fault. You wanted me to pick bad films, and I picked the best bad film, so I clearly know movies better than you do.
Probably true, but like I didn't really want to watch this.
Yes,
I was very much leaning towards the Looney Tunes back in action.
Yeah, but that wasn't the worst rated, so you wouldn't have been right.
So Jennings steals
this key back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets the key back and takes Lee Thompson.
Yeah.
And they go to... So they're having to go back to the plant.
To the
lab, sorry. But they go via the
Chernobyl.
Local nuclear...
Let's use.
Do you know what I mean?
I will say it. He goes to the nuclear power station,
which is, by the way, like nearby.
It just happens to be nearby for some reason because Zul needs power.
We'll call him Zul.
Zul
needs power. Very good. Zul needs power, and he's like, I'm gonna get some power. Which I think the voice he's going with on this, and the performance is good.
It's great, yeah.
But why is he putting effort in? It's
I don't
Howard
know.
the Duck.
But then, so is Tim.
Tim is a bit of an enigma in this one because he's not quite Shawshank Tim. We spoke about this.
Yeah, he's not quite there yet.
He's still doing those dodgy comedies that he was doing in the 80s.
Yeah, a bit like Tom Hanks was for a little bit.
Absolutely. Before getting better and better.
Yeah.
Anyway, they stop off at this power plant and he goes, I need power, give me power. And he gets it. He goes into the reactor or something, or the power source, and he's charged up. He's ready to go. Back to the lab he goes. But Howard and Phil, Tim Robbins' character...
Well, Tim Robbins' character is just randomly locked in this police car, so you'd think, but the door isn't locked. He's handcuffed, but the door isn't locked. Howard opens it and he ends up jumping out a window.
No, the door isn't locked, but the handle on the inside of the car is broken, so he can't open the door.
But he gets out the window because the window's open.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, why did the police not lock these doors?
Police are stupid. We've established this.
And then we get the weirdest, probably one of the second worst part of this film.
Which was the long-ass...
So they randomly they're in this car park. That's obviously police have turned up at the diner to find out what's gone off with this duck and this crazy Zolman Sith Lord. Destroying all their product placement.
Sure.
And they open this back of a truck, and they're like, "Oh, this is somebody's hobby," and it's just a massive ass aeroplane thing.
I'd say more of a glider than an airplane.
Who the fuck has one of them in a car park?
I've got 7 of them.
You've got 7 of them.
There's one in the room right now.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah, it's my hobby. Oh no, it's not there!
Oh no, it's gone!
Got stolen by a duck!
A duck took it away!
I'll get you.
And then we get the longest sequence known to man. It's longer than the Fast and Furious scene when they're on the runway. It's longer than that.
Did you time those two?
Absolutely.
No, you didn't.
Right now.
Okay. You've just done that at the speed of... okay, fine. I didn't want there to be things I liked in this.
Oh no.
I've established that I like the animatronic things and how it would look like or whatever. I get it, fine. And I quite liked some of the performances. The scene where they're gliding through stuff... Mm-hmm. When they're on the glider, I thought some of those stunts were okay.
You thought they were more than okay.
I thought some of them were really good.
I'm about to say, don't you lie.
I thought they were really... For a film called Howard the Duck, I think some of the stunt work was pretty good.
Oh my god.
The cars were flipping here and there. The glider was going very close to the water, and then it wasn't, and then it did a loop-de-loop. Come on, that's dangerous.
Around this time, I was Googling on my phone. I was bored.
Duck penises again, was it?
I was looking at duck penis yet again.
So many twists and turns.
So many. Oh my god, what does Daffy's look like? I was struggling around this point.
Yeah, it's quite long. This film's quite long.
It's quite long.
Yeah. Yeah, the film's quite long. Runtime, right? I'm not going to let you get away with that joke.
Oh, you're going to let me get away with it.
Anyway, they get to the lab, but also how does Howard know where these people are going?
Yeah, Howard's the one driving this thing. How does he know where this lab is? I don't know.
Maybe that's it. Maybe this is set in winter time and he's flying south.
And I feel like Jennings was going forever. He drove overnight to get back to the lab. How come it took Jennings and Tim
flying takes less time than driving, right?
Not that little shitty go-kart thing that they were flying.
Go-kart was a glider.
It was a go-kart glider. That's what it was. It was shit.
Also, Howard has a fear of flying and he can't swim, which for a duck is a problem.
And he doesn't like the rain.
And he doesn't like the rain, which that happens quite early on. He's like, oh, I really hate the rain, but you're a duck.
Yeah.
Nice weather for ducks, we established.
But it also establishes earlier on that the duck world has evolved the same way that our world has.
Yeah.
So he's like a human, that's their equivalent of humans. They no longer need to.
They've evolved.
They've evolved to not need to do those things anymore.
Yeah. Which
go.
is okay. Yeah.
And
look at you trying to find little bits of gold in the lore of this.
No, I was just watching the movie at times when I wasn't googling duck penis.
Sure. Anyway, they get back to the lab, and Jennings is doing his fault. He's tying up Lee Thompson.
And for some reason, her shirt is open for zero reason.
I think we know why the reason her shirt was open.
But why?
It's gratuitous, isn't it?
Yeah.
But hey, Reanimator was out the same year, I guess.
Was that at the same
Probably.
year?
I don't know. It feels like there was some crossover.
Horror films always had that. Well, horror films always had that element where a heroine, if they were tied up a little bit, they had to be slightly naked in some way.
She's tied up and naked
and partially nude. Yeah.
Anyway, they get to the thing, and Jennings is I gotta pull. I don't know why he sounds like.
I gotta pull my mate. He's got to basically pull his Sith Lord friends with the laser to stop possessing other humans, starting with her. Yeah,
so Howard and Phil, they get this big gun and they strap it to a go-kart.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work very well because they say, we're going to sneak up on Jennings and shoot him and kill him or whatever. But that doesn't happen. No, because Howard goes, what does this button do? And the car goes mad.
Yeah.
And then Jennings is like, I'm going to kill you. and they have a big... Like, Jennings is like fighting and stuff. And then they sort of all going... There's lots of flashing lights and stuff. It got quite a bit much, quite honestly.
And then we get the first part of the boss fight. So he goes after Jennings.
Exactly. Oh my god! Yeah, this is the first part of the boss fight
with his gun, and he obviously shoots Jennings. We think it's all over because we then see Jennings, and he's completely fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's out of me now. I'm back to normal, but it's still in the room."
It's still in the room.
And then describe to me how you felt with the second part of the boss fight. James.
Well, first of all, I would like to establish that I think that any time a film from the 80s or earlier and it does stop motion, it just for creature effects and stuff, I always will fight in its corner,
even if it's shit,
because I know how time consuming it is and I know effort's gone into it, and sometimes the creature designs and stuff, they look good, and here I was like, oh, what's it gonna look like?
Oh.
And you sort of see it like come up from the ground, and it knocks loads of bridges out of the way and stuff.
Anyone, if you were seeing this now, you'd be seeing James trying to come out of the ground with his elbows.
But I'm recreating it in stop motion, so you've got to take a picture and then I've got to move just a little bit. But then this creature rises like tall, and then you see it, and it's sort of like it looks like the alien from Men in Black right at the beginning.
It does.
With like a but big. It's big. It's massive.
Got a bit of a scorpion vibe to it.
Yeah. And I loved the creature design for that Dark Overlord thing.
Do you think that they stole some of this maybe for Men in Black?
Yeah, no, they couldn't have done. Because Men in Black was 1996 or 5 or 7.
This
was the 80s. Howard the Duck is a trendsetter.
That's what I mean. So do you think that Men in Black maybe got a little bit of inspo from that?
You could say so.
Even with like the possession bit that we see.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he go around like doing all of his weird stuff? Very similar.
Do you think that would be a crossover? Howard the Duck and Men in
Black? I
Black?
would be here for it, but without Howard.
Okay, we'll just watch Men in Black then.
We'll just watch Men in Black, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to need Big Zool in it.
Oh, Big Zool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you like the creature effect on this?
I did, because it was different.
It was different, right?
You don't... I feel like nowadays the CGI monsters and stuff that we're all so used to seeing, especially with Marvel stuff, we always get some sort of sky shit, don't we?
Sky beam. There's always a sky beam.
We always get a fucking sky beam.
This did have a sky beam.
But a little bit of a sky beam, but it wasn't like destroying everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's always cities being crumbling down. No, it was very different to have a villain like this. That's this weird ass creature.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree. I just liked how it moved. I thought that was very creative, and it must have took time as well because it's it's quite fleshy for a design.
It's quite fleshy.
And when you look at it, like Slimer, for instance, you know that's a puppet that's got like a glow effect on it or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like slime. It looks like, you can have that in your room or whatever. But this looks like it's from another world.
Like its mouth looked wet, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, there's a bit of touchy like blue screen and green screen effects because it's blending it in to normal stuff. But it was good, and I will fight for it. I'm right on the film side when it does all this stuff. Not for the rest of it. I couldn't care less about duck boobs, but this was good.
But you like this is why it got 2 stars for you, isn't it?
This is exactly why it got 2 stars. Some of the performances, that creature design, the creature movements, mostly the stop motion, and some of the stunt work is why it got 2. And it had a built-in song at the end.
Which is now on James's playlist. I'm going to have to listen to forever.
First of all, it's not a built-in song. It's not very good.
But is it on your playlist? Have you just added that?
No.
Tell me again.
I haven't added it.
Are you about to add it?
Maybe.
Am I going to have to listen to this now?
Let me listen to it maybe a few more times and see if I can make my opinion up.
Oh no.
You're pretty safe. I'm not going to listen to Howard the Duck. I'm not going to... If I see that on my Spotify Wrapped, the Howard the Duck song, I don't think anyone's going to... I think they're going to cancel my subscription.
Well, it's bad enough you've got DuckTales on.
Woohoo!
You've got that actually on your playlist.
Yeah. Everything wraps up. They kill the creature.
Yeah, so do the second round of the boss fight with the laser gun.
And, yeah.
And Howard starts delaying and fannying about. Even though they've killed the boss, they've still got to destroy the laser because these other
ones are on the way.
These other Zools are on the way.
And he gets his little bazooka thing.
Yeah.
That's cute, isn't it?
And it destroys the laser and the little Zools go back from when they came.
Go back, yeah, and everything's fine.
Because you went, I'm pretty sure they only had one puppet.
Well, all the creatures look exactly the same.
Yeah.
No variation at all.
No.
I think the budget was low. But I appreciate the A for effort.
The budget went elsewhere.
The budget went elsewhere, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, everything's wrapped up. Lee Thompson's in the band. Tim Robbins is now the techie for the band.
Which is weird when he's just literally been a lab assistant working on a laser.
Yeah, that's a massive downgrade. And Howard the Duck is their manager. And they're singing a song called Howard the Duck, which is a song about the band's manager. Which is the equivalent of anyone writing a song about their music producer. Which would be insane.
Which is weird.
Right?
And everyone's like, woo, this is a banging song. I'm sorry.
This is a song called Virgin Records!
I fucking love this song. Yeah. But to be fair, everything that... What's the name? Beverly.
Lee Thompson, yeah.
Lee Thompson's character was wearing in this, I thought was a real vibe.
It's very 80s, isn't it?
And I loved how they styled her hair. I think it should just look great.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I was going to an 80s... fancy dress party, I would want to wear any of her wardrobe.
I would want to wear any of Howard's wardrobe.
Oh, shut up. You want all of his cigars, don't you?
Yeah. Also, he didn't smoke the cigars that much. Also, I don't think he could because of the beak.
Yeah.
Which is a problem.
But basically, we end on this song.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to what looks like they might have a kiss. And then it just goes black. And then I wondered what the fuck happened to my life.
Okay, you've given it 1 star on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I've given it 2. We can agree this is not a very good film.
It's not a good film.
No, but can you see why I've given it 1 more star than you?
Yeah, because I know more about what makes you tick movie-wise, so I know how much you love the stop motion.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff.
Okay. And that's not for you?
Well, I've seen a lot of like horror movies that were made back around that time. I've seen like some of the Children of the Corn sequels, for example, use a lot of stop motion. And I find it cheesy.
That's fair.
But I thought some of the performances were good, and I thought the character design was interesting enough to give it the 1 star.
So why 1 star?
Because it's still a shit fucking film, and I hated Howard.
Which is a problem, because the film is called Howard the Duck.
Yeah, the film would be better without him in it. I could have done with a different hero.
I have a question for you now. Mm-hmm. Well, I have 2 questions. The first one is, if the MCU got its shit together, do you think there is a place for Howard the Duck?
It depends who it's going to be marketed to.
Well, there's a few fourth wall breaks here, intentional or not. There are a few. I think that might be the animatronics having a bit of a glitch, just being like, the duck's looking at the camera again.
Quick, to give it some dialogue.
It's the only take we have, and we're going to use it. So I think it would work in a Deadpool way, but this is obviously a character that we've seen in the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Yeah.
He appeared. It was in Endgame.
He was indeed.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's Marvel have kind of been seen as being these big family films.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't this isn't for kids. This film.
No, but if this was marketed like Deadpool, do you think there's a place for it?
I don't know.
Chucky 15.
I don't know if it'd be seen as being a bit too silly.
With Howard the Duck now, it would be Seth Green doing the voice for Howard the Duck now, which love to see it. Like seeing Seth Green get work.
Yeah.
he's playing it very. What you doing? How about the duck, baby?
I mean, to be fair, we've seen films like Ted do really well.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
So maybe there is a place for it.
Maybe. I think if you gave it to a filmmaker like James Gunn, for example, it would work and it would be watchable completely.
I think if you're going to do it though, you're going to have to go one way or another. You can't market it as maybe slightly family. You're going to have to say, look, this film is like Ted and Deadpool.
Yeah. But would you watch a Howard the Duck if they did?
I'd give it a chance to see how they deal with the material.
Yeah, which we haven't read.
Just see obviously how it'd then connect in with the Marvel universe. I mean, come on, I gave Thor Love and Thunder a chance. I can give this shit a chance.
You're not wrong.
Clearly, from what I've seen with Marvel, there's nothing I won't give one watch to.
Marvel seems to have lost its way a little bit because Secret Invasion has just finished.
Massively.
And no one is talking about it.
No one.
And if they are talking about it, they're talking about how bad it is.
Well, everyone's talking about the new Loki trailer, aren't they? That's just dropped.
Yeah, still not watched it. And it's a shame because I like that show.
I've not seen any of it.
It's alright. It's the best of the bunch. That's not saying much because the rest of it is not very good, the ones I've seen.
It's poor. They just keep chucking out more and more content.
They go quantity over quality, and I think, obviously, this is a bigger conversation, but MCU should be quality over quantity always.
But if we're taking like Guardians out a bit now, because obviously we just had Volume 3.
Yeah.
We don't have the kind of fun animatronic-y kind of characters so much anymore. Maybe there is a place for somewhere for Howard to slot in now. I don't know. Maybe there is.
Maybe he might be a member of the Guardians.
Would you watch a Howard film?
I would. I watched this one. I'm sure it can't get any worse.
Would you watch this again?
No. Maybe. There's enough here to save it from being... I don't think it... I can see why it's got all this trash and all these bad reviews. I get it. But because I am who I am, and I like...
films.
I like some shit films. Like, I'm gonna hold my hands up and say, like... I compare shit to Space Jam, you know.
Babylon.
Babylon's
Shit.
Babylon's a great film. Okay, was this better than Babylon?
Well, clearly what this establishes is that you'll watch any film if there's boobs in it.
Is this better than Space Jam? Is this better than Space Jam, Jay?
No.
No, it's not.
No, not a chance.
No.
It was never going to be, was it?
No, but like I do see some good stuff here.
There's some good elements of it. Mm. It's not.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
No, neither would I. Because I don't think it knows what it's doing. I don't think it knows which way it wants to go.
I agree. I don't know. That's the Howard the Duck episode.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Woo! It was a slog, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
Not the episode, not the filming this. If you listen to this and you think this podcast is a slog, that's sad.
It is sad, but it's a representation of what this film is like.
Go
and watch it yourself and find out for yourself.
I just said I wouldn't recommend it.
I think we wouldn't recommend it, but if you really want to watch something shit,
for
a bit of a laugh. I mean, if you're going to watch something shit like, because I mean, it is a cult classic.
Yeah,
now.
Sure.
If you're going to watch something shit like The Cat in the Hat, watch this instead.
I would rather watch The Cat in the Hat.
You have not just said that.
I think I would.
The Cat in the Hat was worse. That's another one you made me watch. Yeah,
no, I've really put you through it quite a bit recently, haven't I?
You have, and do you know what, guys? I really want to do Grease 2.
We're not doing Grease 2.
Oh, I really want to do Grease 2.
You can't do Grease 2 without doing Grease 1.
Well, let's do Grease 1 then.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I like Grease 1.
Then we'll do Grease 2.
Grease 2 can get in the bin.
That's why we need to do Grease 2.
A cool rider. Whatever that song was.
Oh, it's great.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay.
It's been a long night.
Howard the Duck, is it better than Space Jam? Let us know. If you've seen it. Godspeed.
Godspeed, we wish you well.
Yeah, that was the Howard the Duck episode. Thank you for watching it with me. It's been a slog, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Oh.
At least we've got the Star Wars stuff coming up soon.
Absolutely. I cannot wait.
Me too, honestly.
However, first of all, we've got fucking Jar Jar to look forward to, so that's nice.
Misa think the Jar Jar.
Right, you're going to do that in the entire episode, aren't you?
Oh, well, Misa think Amza.
Oh, no. I've got a really difficult few weeks about to happen, haven't I?
Yes, sir. Thanks for listening, guys. Jade, say goodbye.
Bye.
Woo!
Why did I say hi again?
Hi. Oh, we've got to start it again. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.